for everyone within the sound of my voice to hear and to heed, and especially for you, Mr. Gore.
Damn dirty ape!
From my cold, dead hand.
Exploitation of the world's supply of energy and water is a matter of deep concern, and the toxic byproducts of widespread industrialization have increased atmospheric pollution to dangerous levels. Unless nations will agree to work together to tackle these cross-border challenges posed by population growth, overconsumption of resources, and environmental degradation, the prospects for a decent life on our planet will be threatened. The recent UN meeting in Cairo is appropriately focused on one of these key issues, population growth.
Chew on that.
All of the complicit NATO countries are committing war crimes every single day, attacking civilian targets, killing civilians.
But the controversies which have erupted...
Your world government will fail, okay? Your world government will fail! Will fail!
At the conference illustrate the problem of coming to grips with issues that are deeply divisive and which have a profound moral dimension.
We know what you did on 9/11 when you did the stand-down orders. Norman Mineta testified against you on the 9/11 Commission report. Mr. Cheney, we know what happened on 9/11.
Everybody out there.
President, what do you guys, a bunch of small animals being released?
We know what you did on 9/11 with your stand-down orders. You won't get away with it.
The United Nations can and should play an essential role in helping the world find a satisfactory way of stabilizing world population.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
And stimulating economic development in a manner that is sensitive to religious and moral considerations.
And the booms could be heard across the city.
Economic growth is, of course, an inevitable corollary of a growing population and is essential to improve standards of living. But without careful coordination, unrestrained economic growth poses further threats to our environment. This was a major subject of discussion at the conference in Rio de Janeiro.
We've won again! This is good. But what is best in life? The open steppe. Wind in your hair. Wrong! Conan, what is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, to hear the lamentation of the women. That is good. That is good.
The focus then was on sustainable growth and global development. It was pointed out at the conference that growth is most efficiently managed by the private sector.
To have mercenary companies which have operated in Iraq, Afghanistan, and elsewhere in the war on terror, essentially declaring themselves above any effective laws, now deploying on the streets of U.S. cities, should be seen as an ominous threat.
But regulation of the process by national governments and international bodies is also needed. And once again, the United Nations should certainly be among the catalysts and coordinators of this process.
Well, I came here because I wanted to know the truth. I understood that what I was hearing from the U.S. press was laden with propaganda. Of course, we know that the Pentagon has something called perception management.
And roll to the right, number 8.
Free pie for everybody.
Free pie for everybody.
And they do use that to affect the way people think about what they're doing.
Force can have a strong influence on the weak-minded.
And that's exactly what has been happening here with NATO. And so I thought I would come here with a delegation of journalists from across the United States, including one journalist also from South Africa, so that we could understand the truth and then tell the truth to the people who will listen to us.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste.
All right, what is the truth you want to tell people? For example, you've just mentioned NATO. We know the airstrikes there are meant to be hitting purely military targets. Is that the case? Is that what you're seeing there now?
Absolutely not. In fact, yesterday, a university was hit. Al-Fatah University, which was formerly known as Nasser University. 2 auditoriums at that university were hit.
Yada, 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 yada.
If there was a metallic taste of the dust in our mouths, then more than likely it was depleted uranium. So I did a brief survey of those with me, because on one day there were 89 blasts. And yes, the response that I got was that there was a metallic taste.
Okay, just very quickly, we've got no time at all. I'm sorry, we have actually run out of time. Sadly, we were hoping to talk to you a little earlier, but thanks so much for joining us live there from Tripoli. Former US Congresswoman and presidential candidate Cynthia McKinney, thank you.
This is John Connor. If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.
Guards, knights, squires, prepare for battle.
Similarly, we're challenging policies that would allow the United States to be committed to war under the authority of the United Nations. What we are saying in both cases is that it is necessary to come to Congress, and that neither NATO nor the UN trumps the United States Constitution.
This is, as Dennis said, a very, very important day for the American people. And I believe those that wrote the Constitution would be standing with us today, quite frankly. Those who drafted the Constitution must be very disappointed in how the Congress and the executive branch have evolved over the past 25 years. Today, as Dennis said just a moment ago, this is an opportunity to rectify a direction that America's been going without the support of the Constitution.